Hi guys, today we are going to be starting with the Selenium. So first we will start with the introduction of the Selenium. So basically today agenda, what is today agenda? We are going to be discuss what is Selenium, why to learn the Selenium. So we having different automation tools in the market. So in that most of companies is preferring the Selenium as an automation tools we will discuss this. Next one, Selenium evaluation. So how the Selenium has been introduced and how the Selenium is going to be supporting the multiple language, multiple components. What are the components we having in the having the different components like Selenium ID, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid, and uh, what are the testing, what type of testings we can be perform in this Selenium, and I'm going to cover what are the topics we are going to be covered in this Selenium training. So first thing we will discuss about the Selenium. So what is Selenium? So basically I can say that Selenium is an open source. So basically what is Selenium means? Selenium is a free open source automating the web-based applications. So Selenium is purely designed. So Selenium is an open source widely used framework. I can say that widely used framework designed for automating web browsers. So web browsers applications, I can say that web browser applications, it is used to automate. And so why I'm going to be called it as an open source. So open source means what? Whatever the jars we having, the jars which we can be manipulate and which we can be used in the different ways. For example, if I bought a mazza bottle, so I will drink that mazza bottle. Afterwards, what I will do, I will throw that bottle. But here, in similar, I can say that in the C, if I have installed the C related jar files, I can use only in the C related applications only. I can't able to combine with a Java or C++. So whatever the jars they have designed, they have to used for that purpose only. But Selenium, in Selenium, what it is going to be do means in Selenium, it is going to be supporting multiple applications or multiple languages. So it containing a multiple jars. So I can say that in a simple words. So Selenium containing different jars, for example. So what I did means I bought a mazza and I will pour it in this one. So whoever want the mazza, they will drink it. I will pour Coca-Cola in this one. Whoever want, they will use it. So similarly here also in the Selenium, what happening here means whoever want to work with the Java, they can work with this container. So they all the Java related files are going to be stored in a different containers, and all the C related jars is going to be stored here. All the Python related is going to be stored here so that it is easily manipulated. So it is easily used by the compiler, and compiler can easily work with these features. So that is the main advantages of in Selenium, which is going to be supporting the multiple browsers and multiple operating system. So this total Selenium is called as a Selenium suite. So in the Selenium suite, we having Selenium ID, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, Selenium Grid. I can say that Selenium RC was removed in 2014. So no one is using this RC. So why we are not using, we will discuss later. So what the Selenium will do, what are the components of the Selenium, or what are the key features of Selenium we having. So what are the key features we having in the Selenium means? First one is cross browser. So cross browser. So Selenium is going to be supporting multiple browsers. Like it is going to be supporting the Firefox browser. It is going to be supporting the Chrome browser. It is going to be supporting the Opera browser. Uh, it is going to be supporting the Edge browser, Opera browser, Safari browser. It is going to be supporting. And next one, multiple programming languages. So we can write in your preferable languages. Multiple programming languages. So multiple programming languages, it is going to be supporting Java, Python, C++, Ruby, whatever the language you want to, you can perform it. And multiple and browser compatibility. So browser compatibility means platform independent. I can say that we can work with the Windows environment, we can work with the Mac environment, we will work with the Android environment, we can work with the um, Linux environment. So it is going to be supporting multiple platforms, or we can say the platform independent. And next one, framework support. So framework support means what? It can be integrated well with the testing framework. So we having the different frameworks. We in TestNG, JUnit, NUnit. So we having the different frameworks. So it is going to be supporting. If we want to work with the Python, PyTest is there. So it is going to be supporting the PyTest. And another feature is the parallel execution, parallel testing, test execution. So parallel test execution is nothing but we can suppose I'm having 10 test cases. Each test cases is taking 2 minutes of time. S- So 2 into 10, 20 minutes of the time I required to run in one machine. So what I can do, I can add a 10 machines so that within the 2 minutes of the time I can um, run all these 10 test cases. So I can speed up my execution speed. So by connecting with the Selenium grid, we can use it, or we can integrated different tools which is going to be supported by the Selenium and open source. So next one is a open source means freely available. So w- we don't need any license for no license is required. So no license is required. Suppose in the previously there was a QTP or a LeanFT. This or this QTP is a HP company tool. If I want to work with this tool, I need license. Suppose I have taken 1 year license. In this 1 year, what I have did, I have worked. I thought that my project is going to be completed in 1 year, but it was not completed. It was extended another 10 days, for example. So again, I have to take the license for 1 year and I have to use it. So unless I'm investing the money on the tool, so that is the one problem. So comparing uh, other thing with the QTP is main thing, it is going to be supporting only Windows environment. So it is not going to be supporting the Linux environment or Mac environment. And be supporting only scripting languages, but Selenium is going to be supporting more different languages. It is going to be executed in a single way. In the Selenium, we can execute the parallel way. So these are the advantages of the Selenium. So next one, we are going to be discussing about the components of the Selenium. So first component of the Selenium is Selenium IDE. So what is Selenium IDE means? So Selenium IDE is stand for the Integrated Development Environment, which is used to record and play our scripts. So it is a environment which allows us to record and play the script. So it is a add-on to the Chrome. Presently, it is add-on to the Chrome browser, um, Chrome browser, Firefox browser, Edge browser. But in the initial stage, when was it was developed in the 2004, it was only supporting Firefox browser only. But now it is going to be supporting all the browsers. browsers. Next one, Selenium RC. So Selenium RC is nothing but it is a remote control. So RC is a remote control, which is the server is launched in the browsers and it acts as a API and the library of the Selenium, which is going to be configured the RC. So here what happened, why we have removed, why the Selenium people has been removed this RC, because it is the execution speed is very late. So it will create another server. So basically in general terms, I can say that I know only one language. For example, I know only the Telugu language. You know English languages. So what we need a one person who can know both the language. There should be a communicator who can communicate our request and send the response to you. So here what happened, when I'm directly interacting with you, uh, the time will be less. Whenever I'm putting some mediator, what the mediator has to first, I have to tell to that mediator, then again that mediator has to convert whatever I have told him he has to convert, and he has to send he has to pass that informations to you. So here what happening, here the time is taking more. So to avoid that one, what we have to do, what they have did means they have removed this one and they have introduced Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver is a web automation framework which directly communicate with the web browser. So there is a no mediator. So it is directly communicate with the web browser to control their activities. So whatever the activities I want to perform, so I want to say hello. So that hello request is going to be sent directly to the browser. There is a no mediator here. So that's why the execution speed will be more. We will go back to why we have to learn the Selenium. First thing, why to learn the Selenium? So basically, why to learn the Selenium means, first one, as per the market standards. Also in the market, so whenever you want to buy anything, what you will do, you will choose the best product. Suppose if I want to order anything in the Amazon, what I will do, I will check which product is good, then only I will buy that product. So here also, due to the market standard, the high demand in the market, and which less investment getting more profit, that's why most of companies are preferring the Selenium. And next one, Selenium is the most popular tool, and a professional with any domain can learn it, and learn it does not require any hardcore programming knowledge. So here, if a person having the basic any programming language, they can learn easily the Selenium. And that, suppose you have buy the mobile, so they have provided the guide, instruction guide. So when you are following that instruction guide, it is very difficult to understand means, you will to work on it. When they're providing the guide in a easiest way, you can able to operate it. Similarly here also, the Selenium has provided all the guidelines so that it is easily understandable and easily, a layman also can easily work on it. So with the help of it, it is growing the industrial standard, and it is a code free, and it is an open source web based automation support, which is going to be support multiple programming language, multiple operating operating. So Selenium going to support the different programming languages, um, languages, and which so I can say that Selenium is going to be support only mm, web-based testing. But in the Selenium, what we can do, it is providing me a feature called as add-ons and plugins. So add-ons is nothing but, if, for example, whenever you are sending a mail, if you are attaching 25 more than 25 MB um, folder, what happened, it will throw a error. So what is the next way, if you want to send a big file, what you are doing, you are using the um, drive, from with the help of drive you are sending it. Similarly here also, Selenium has providing a tools which we can extend the space. And another one is a plugins. So plugins is nothing but, suppose I want to connect my TV and set-top box, but I am having a one plugger. So what I can do, I can install a one 3-pin plugger, so that I can connect the both the things. Similarly, here also Selenium is going to be allowing a plugin which I can work. Suppose if I want to work with the mobile based application, so I can have a plugin like a Appium. I can use it. If I want to test performance testing, I can use a protected as a plugin to test the Angular applications. Selenium is going to be providing most specified automation tools, which is going to be helping to improve the efficiency of testing. And in the Selenium, what is the best thing in the automation? We can assure that assisting with the defecting free code. So here in the automation, it can be consisting of um, consistency. It is going to be providing the consistency, minimum human errors it is going to be providing. We can run our script 24/7, so that facilities is also providing. And strong community supports is going to be provided. If you want to there is an official website, so you can use that website. Selenium. So in this Selenium here you will get whatever the information you want. If you want to download the jars, if you want to download the Selenium, if you want the documentation, everything is going to be provided. And see in the Selenium which one is the popular. So mostly 70 to 80% we are going to be working on the Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium IDE, so it is a record and play. Selenium Grid, so in the Selenium Grid what we are going to be doing, what are the development partners we are, here we having Selenium, what the Selenium is going to be supported, what are the latest versions. Selenium has been released on November 27. They have released this 4.27. Selenium has covered 20 years of 20 years journey. It has been completed. So we can run the Selenium in the source lab browser stack. We can run it. So here you can have the total document. So what the Selenium browser is going to be doing. So how to start the program, what is WebDriver, everything guidelines here it is provided by the Selenium. Okay. So about the Selenium. So Selenium was developed in 2000. Four by the Jason Haxton. First, it was a language which is going to be supported the JavaScript libraries to automate the manual test cases. So basically, he's working with the QTP. So he found that there is a problem with the license. So to avoid that license, what he has did means he has introduced a language called as a JavaScript test runner. So JavaScript test runner, he was named first. The Selenium was named in 2004 as a JavaScript test runner. Later, it was renamed as a Selenium core. So Jason, the person who is working with the Thought Labs, so Thought Labs company has introduced this Selenium. Main purpose of introducing this thing is, initially the development was internal tools like we having the license, it is and it is not going to be supporting multiple operating system, it is not going to be supporting multiple languages. So to avoid that one, he was introduced a language called as a JavaScript, a language which is an open source, which is going to be supporting different programming language. but it is not fully supporting. I can say that Selenium ID was introduced first. So it is a record and play which we are going to be recording our scripts. Later in 2008, he was introduced a Selenium WebDriver which runs our script in the multiple browsers, multiple operating. So 4 years of time it has been taken, which is going to be supporting multiple programming languages. Uh, so which is going to be supporting multiple programming language. Uh, Totally in 2009 onwards, totally the WebDriver was directly communicating with the browser. 2008 there is some issues, from the 2009 onwards, which is going to be directly communicating with the browsers, it is going to be supporting the dynamical web elements also. uh, is no need a proxy. So proxy is nothing but there is a mediator. So in the WebDriver, we don't need any mediator to communicate with the browser and the application. So from there onwards, it is going to be supporting the multiple programming languages. So next component, what is the components we having? Selenium WebDriver, which is going to be directly communicating with the browser. And next one, Selenium Grid. So Selenium Grid, what the Selenium Grid has been did means, so Selenium Grid, which is going to be used to launch the multiple browsers, so supporting different programming language, different operating systems in a parallel. We can run ours. So here, what in the Selenium, I'm having one system. So that system, all my 10 scripts I'm having. So all my 10 scripts I have stored in one system. That system is called as a hub. So I can run my scripts in the different browsers or different machines. I can say that. So here what happening here, I can run my system in the Android environment, Windows environment, Ubuntu environment, Safari environment. So what it will do, we can run our script on different browsers in parallel, which allows us to easily execute test in parallel on multiple machines. We can run our test case parallelly in the single machines. If you want to run in the single system, you can run it in the single system. If you want to run in the multiple systems, you can run in the multiple system. In the Selenium grid, uh, which mainly it is going to be executing our scripts parallelly in the different machines or different browsers to reduce the why they have introduced to reduce the testing time for the large scale project. Suppose if I am having 1,000 test cases, so each test case is taking more time. So at that time I will face the problem. So to avoid this one, they have introduced um, Selenium grid. And we having the different versions. If you see here, I have told you we are presently in which version. One minute. Presently we are in the 4.27 version. So in the versions, first we have they have introduced with the um, Selenium version 2.0. In 2011 they have introduced this version. So in these versions they have worked with the RC is there, RC and WebDriver. They have worked with this version, which migrated into a single tool to the WebDriver. And after this version, they have removed the RC, and they have introduced the Selenium 3 versions. So in 3 also we having the different versions, 3.1, 3.3, 3.1, like that versions. still we are going to be using this version, which focusing on in this version, which they have focused on supporting the uh, multiple browsers, which enhance the mobile testing also. They have integrated, um, and in the Selenium 4 version, uh, which they have introduced the W3C WebDriver standards. They have introduced, which is going to be supporting the browser's capability improvement in the Selenium grid. In this one, they have implemented the Selenium grid with the Docker. Previously, to say currently, we are not using directly Selenium grid in our current. So we are integrating when we want to run our parallel executions. We are integrating with the Jenkins, or we can use the Docker, which is going to support the multi scalabilities, and source labs also we can integrate it, and which is going to be support to reduce the uh, errors, they have introduced some bug tracking tools, which is going to be supporting, and uh, which is going to be supporting Chrome uh, dev tools, dev, uh, Chrome dev tools for better interaction with the browsers. So in this one, they have introduced these components. Okay. So currently we can work with these two versions, which most of companies are not working on these versions. Sometimes some companies are working in the 3 versions, some companies are working in the 4 versions. So I will show you in these both versions how to work with the Selenium. Okay. So what type of testing can we perform with the Selenium? So we have learned about the Java concepts. So we can perform the regression testing. So regression testing, what is mean by regression testing? I want to test the already tested applications whenever we have raised the defect. So how we can perform in the automation means by using the method. So I will create, I told you, I have tested 10 pages. In 10th page, I got a error. So when the developer corrected that error in the 10th page, I need to test from the starting of the page whether it is impacting me, the previously tested application or not. So for that one, what I have to do, have to start the testing from the first page. So what I will do means I will create a separate functions for the each page, so that I can run all the 10 pages. So it is easy for me, and we can perform the retesting with performing the loops. So I want to test with a multiple set of data. So for the looping, I want to print 1 to 10 statements. So for that one, I have used looping. Here also I want to test with the first, I want to test with the one data, I want to test with the second data, I want to test with the third data. I can perform it. We can validate the application by using the conditional statements. Suppose if I want to check if I have entered the wrong username, it has to give the alert messages, don't have the access. If I have entered the correct username, it has to execute. So I have to use the conditions. So if conditions, I can use it. We can perform the database testing, we can perform the reportings. So reportings tools, which is we are going to be supporting, it is going to be supporting the different tools, like parallel executions, error handling, re-executing the failed test cases, cross-browser functionalities, which is we are going to be testing for achieving the continuous integrational testing integrated with the Jenkins, Maven, Dockers, and we can follow the BDD and TDD methodology also here, which is going to be supporting here. So we can perform these different types of testing with the Selenium. So, in my training course, I'm going to cover what is Selenium, why we are going to be Selenium, what are the different versions we are going to be learning, how to configure in the software. Next one, we have discussed about the Java concept. So, how to implement this Java concept. So, where to use the um, conditionable statements, where to use the access specifiers, where to use the hoops concept. We have discussed about the classes. So here also we are going to be creating a Selenium. In the Selenium also we are going to be creating a class. We are going to be creating the object in the Selenium WebDriver. So WebDriver, we are going to be creating the objects. We are going to be using the inheritance. So WebDriver, in the WebDriver, how to use the inheritance, polymorphism, map, collection classes, where to use the collection classes in the Selenium ID, how to record the Selenium scripts, how to execute the single scripts, how to execute the multiple scripts, where to find the locators, how to verify and mm, asset it, and in the Selenium WebDriver, I'm going to be covering about the Selenium WebDriver. In the Selenium WebDriver, which we are going to be working with the Java is JUnit and TestNG frameworks, how to implement the inbuilt frameworks. So how to handle the web elements, how to handle the multiple browsers, how to handle the mm, pop-ups, how to handle the alerts, how to handle the action classes. These topics we are going to be covering, how to minimize it, how to perform the mouse over actions, how to handle the grades. So how to design the frameworks, how so what are the different types of frameworks we have in keyword driven framework, data driven framework, hybrid driven framework, POM frameworks. mm, so page object frameworks, how we are going to be implementing to test the web-based application, how to test the API related test cases, and build the tools. So Maven and Ant build tools, reporting tools. We are going to be discussing all these topics in upcoming classes. Thank you guys.